the Joel Shit Show featuring Joel Shit. Hi and welcome to the Joel Shit Show. I'm your host, Joel Shit. So yesterday, after I got out of the KSU music meeting, I went to... Why are you stopping? Just go. There's no reason to stop. Oh man, I should have just gone straight. Stupid Mitsubishi Lancer license plate 4XXF461. Loser. So anyway, get into my car after the music meeting with my new CDs, and I turn the engine over, and the engine doesn't turn over. Click, 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 said the car. Well, that's no good. Maybe that's 4XXE461. I don't know. Whichever one is the Mitsubishi Lancer, you're the loser. Did you ever search on the internet for your license plate? It's kind of neat. Sometimes you find things. Like there's some website where people report bad drivers, and they say, this license plate has an idiot driver because he did this and this. And, you know, it's a pretty unique keyword, your license plate. So, you know, take 10 seconds, go to Yahoo, and type in your license plate, and see what comes up. Maybe nothing. Nothing comes up. You're a perfect driver. Good job. The internet knows it all. So I said, okay. Now, recently, a friend of mine, a couple friends of mine, I got them involved at the radio station. They're reviewing music too, and they're going to have their own radio show, and it's going to be great. So I went back to the music meeting where they still were, and the music director and other people. I said, hey, anyone know anything about cars? So the two friends I just talked about, they came out, tried to give my car a jump, and it didn't work. Now, I think it didn't work because either one of his connectors was all corroded, which it was, but that might not have been why, or because they didn't do it in the right order. It's like red, and then black, and then you take the black off of mine and put it on something metal. And I think he did something in the wrong order, or he didn't touch my black electrode first, because I don't remember him doing that. So it couldn't get it to work. So then I called AAA, and AAA said, we'll be there in 20 minutes, and they were there in 10 minutes. And the guy said, oh, I don't have a battery tester, sorry. And the person on the phone was like, oh, they're totally going to have a battery tester. So they can't test the battery, so he just jumps the car and says, well, I jumped fine, so it should be okay. He tried to sell me a battery, and I said, well, do you think it'll be fine now that it's going? And he says, sure, you know, because the alternator recharged the battery, blah, blah, blah. I said, all right, fine. So instead of going home, I said, I'm going to go to the credit union. So I go to the credit union, and I deposit my check from working at Aces Up on Saturday night, and I go to start the car, and it goes, click, 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 click. Oh, okay. So I called AAA again, and they said, we'll have someone there in 20 minutes. Someone shows up in 10 minutes. So again, good job, AAA. This guy has a tester, and he's a Lakers fan. He didn't know the game was tonight. He forgot because he had to work. And so I told him, oh, yeah, you know, the Lakers won. Good job. He's like, oh, right, I'm from Inglewood, and I used to hang out outside the Forum and get Magic Johnson's autograph, and da-da-da. You know, he's 27 or 28. He's 27. I believe him. I believe him. I bet he did hang out in front of the Forum when he was a kid. Because he was born in 76, 80. He was born in 82. So when he was about that high, you know, Magic Johnson was still playing. So I believe it. This is in his pre-HIV days, obviously. Magic Johnson, not the tow truck driver. Well, I guess the tow truck driver could have HIV too. I didn't ask, you know, and it's not like you can tell by looking at someone whether they have HIV, so shouldn't, you know. But anyway, Raul was the man, and it's funny because like, he didn't even try to be Raul. He's like, I'm Raul. I'm like, okay, nice to meet you. So he has a battery tester, and so you measure how much juice a battery has in CCA, and so a battery, like my battery, has 525 CCA, and it runs down as the car does its job, of course, and then the alternator will do its thing and recharge it. That's what an alternator does. And so it should get it back up to 525. Well, obviously, if the battery can't recharge anymore, then it doesn't work. So my battery only had 46 left. It's not very much. 46 out of 525 is not very much. So I paid $128.08. I got me a new battery that's supposed to last for 6 years. This was a 5-year battery that lasted for 7 years. It was the original battery with the car. 7 years, 109,000 miles. Battery finally died yesterday. Not bad. And so, a new battery, 6 years. Anything in the first 3 years, they will replace it for free. But otherwise, you expect it to last 6 years. So who knows? You know, maybe I just take good care of batteries. Maybe I'm just lucky. I don't know. So that whole thing after he showed up took about 15 minutes. So less than half an hour after I called the credit union, or called the AAA from the credit union, I was back on the road again. That's pretty impressive. I don't care if the battery's a little bit cheaper at Sears. $128 in half an hour without having to lift a finger, and I could talk about basketball with the guy doing it. It's really not bad. It's a lot cheaper than the rest of the shit I have to do with this car. So, everything's fine. So that's all the time we have today. Visit us on the web at joelshitshow.com. Email Joel at joelshitshow.com.